guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
Little statements edition of the OG Score North podcast. The old radio show. Still kicking here. Mackey and Judd. Weekdays from 9 to 1 o'clock.
Hour too long.
1500 ESPN.
4:15 alarm clock. Don't miss that.
Hour too
Well, that
long.
was, yeah. That wasn't for the 9 o'clock show. That was because you had to come in and do, 6 a.m. sports updates?
Yeah. I still blame the 9 o'clock show for that. But yes, that is what happened.
Our
That is
fault.
what happened.
How are people going to know what happened to the Twins against the Dodgers unless you're doing the update?
Well, sometimes it was a 90-second update. Sometimes it was a 60-second update. I got Kenny running in at the last second. I'm giving him a 3 or a 5, as
Traffic.
in like
How are you going to find out what the
he's got
traffic
to fill
is?
more. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can't find out what the traffic is.
Commenting
without
on
radio?
what actress is on TBS movie channel that we're watching in there right before we flip
Oh,
on
the
the
behind-the-scenes
microphones.
stuff between Kenny and Royce was
Yeah.
far more entertaining than the on-the-air stuff.
Yep.
We need like a book written about. Is there like, hold on. Oh, it's just the music.
It's the
That's
music
still
just
playing.
nearly
Okay, all right.
wrapping up. Stop it. Stop it.
Before we get to our statements here on
Punto.
Mackey and Judd, here's a statement. Pep's Green Mill Pizza is fantastic. You will not regret sinking your teeth into a glorious tavern-style Green Mill restaurant frozen pizza. So Pep's, our friends who've made legit pizza that we've been talking about, they also make Green Mill restaurant pizza, that iconic Green Mill restaurant brand, extreme supreme, hand-tossed pepperoni, meat lovers, and more. You bake them to golden brown perfection. You cut them into squares, and you enjoy. They also have soft breadsticks and sauces at your local grocer. You can learn more at greenmillfoods.com. Maybe a good pregame meal for the Ricky Fowlers of the world as they step foot onto TPC Twin Cities this week.
Yeah, I've played TPC Twin Cities. It didn't go too well for me. So luckily the professionals handle it there. You can go to 3mopen.com to secure the tickets. Some of the best golfers in the planet coming here. So 3mopen.com. You got Ricky Fowler that's in town, Sam Burns, Wyndham Clark, Max Homa, plenty of great golfers, plus a post-game concert Saturday with Lee Bryce. So it's happening all week right now in Blaine. Go to 3mopen.com/tickets to get yours today.
I inexplicably shot the best 9 holes of my life at TPC Twin Cities for a media. It was like a media day in 2019 or something.
I remember you talking about that.
It's like the week before the event they bring, or whenever it is, they bring out, if you're a media schlep in the Twin Cities, you go and play around a golf. And I just, like, every shot off the tee, I sunk a chip from 30 yards away or something. Judd, you would have been very impressed. And everyone thought I was this awesome golfer. I'm like, I'll go play Como and shoot a 50 on the front 9.
Yeah.
And inexplicably
Don't tell
shot
them
a
the truth.
40 on
I think
TPC.
I played with the sales guys there also like five years ago, and if I remember right, and I was like, can we just play the whites? Like I can't carry the ball into the fairway. Like I need as much room up as possible, and I think we played the blues, and I was like, this is just gonna be. And I had just started really golfing, and I mean I'm still bad today, but I was only a couple months into golfing regularly at that point in my life. It was brutal.
Sales guys love to golf.
Play the Reds instead.
I would have gladly played the Reds. That would have been fine with me at that point. It would have been fine.
Sales guys traditionally very good at golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good business meetings out there. So statement number 1 here for me is Kevin O'Connell's track record with quarterbacks is even better than we think. I have a visual here, and Dex, maybe you can pop this up here, the Score North graphic department. So, courtesy of CBSSports.com, they posted an article about Kevin O'Connell's Week 1 starting quarterbacks since 2018. And the team success, and then, as you can see, there's the touchdowns, the interceptions. This includes 3 years as the head coach of the Vikings, 3 years as the offensive coordinator, non-play calling, but still very much molding game plans and hands-on. In 2 years in Los Angeles with the Rams, and then 2 years, one as the OC in Washington, and then another year as the pass game coordinator. So those 7 years put together, the starting quarterbacks to start the season under Kevin O'Connell have a team record of 59-33 which is an 11-win pace over a full 17-game season. And if you take the touchdown interception ratio, extrapolate to a 17-game pace, 30 touchdowns. The average season starting quarterback for Kevin O'Connell last 7 years per 17 games, 30 touchdown passes, 13 interceptions. And then a passer rating of, I don't know, somewhere between like 95 and 100 if we were to math this. The only real stinker, as you can see here, was Case Keenum in 2019 with Washington.
He and Zim have common ground. They both probably hate Case.
But he didn't appear to play particularly terribly. He had a 91 passer rating, which isn't a train wreck. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But the team was 1-7. And obviously, KOC wasn't the head coach. But you could argue maybe some of these head coaches, maybe McVay was holding KOC back. Maybe that's what the conclusion to this is. I just thought this was fascinating, that the average quarterback to start the season, like the guy that you planned on to start the season, 59-33 record and 30 touchdowns to 13 interceptions over a 17-game pace.
That's not too shabby. The Alex Smith year, who was the head coach in Washington in 2018?
2008. Was that?
Do you remember?
Was that Jay Gruden? Or did he get fired for?
I think it might have been. I think you might be right on that. I'm just curious who the boss was.
It was Jay Gruden.
Okay, that's right.
7-9.
Yep.
And then so that staff and those Washington staffs were just littered with like Shanahan guys still from because Mike was the coach a few years ago. Yep. But other notable assistants on the 2018 Washington team: Kevin O'Connell, Bill Callahan. Remember Bill Callahan was Raiders, was Nebraska? Was he Nebraska?
Yes, he was the Raiders head coach. He was I think he was an offensive line coach, became a head coach. He took the Raiders to the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay, right? That was Bill Callahan.
Yes, and then Gruden,
he was a gruff though, crusty old ball coach.
I mean, he's been a good offensive line coach. Wes Phillips was the tight ends coach, and Jim Tom Sula with that funny little caterpillar mustache. Wow. Defensive line coach. So with Alex Smith, Case Keenum, a young Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold, 59-33 those teams were with those quarterbacks. And we'll see with JJ.
And in 2023, in defense a little bit of both Kirk Cousins and KO, like Kirk got off to a terrible start, but then the game in which he tore his Achilles, they, if I am not mistaken, got back to 500. Yeah. And Kirk has started to play well. So that's the unknown year. Like, that's the year it's like, if Kirk doesn't get hurt, because they were trending pretty well, and in fact stayed hot a little bit after Kirk got hurt, because that's the first Dobbs game. So if Kirk doesn't go down there, that might have been a playoff team.
They were probably trending that way, but there's always, it was never smooth sailing with Kirk. There was always, except for that one season in 2022, right? Yeah. There was always kind of a gravitational pull toward 9 wins.
The picks and fumbles killed them.
Yeah.
They win, if I'm not mistaken, don't they win? It was like a week 2 game in Philadelphia, the one where Jefferson's essentially at the goal line.
Thursday Night Football.
Oh, okay. Thursday night. Fumbles out of the end zone, and so it's a touchback. So, yeah, they had some killer plays early on, but that still was not a bad team.
Yeah. So KOC, man, just it's a legacy of quarterback whispering for that guy.
I'll go to the baseball diamond, and I'll give you this statement. Harrison Bader is the gift that keeps on giving. That's my statement. So we obviously have known his defensive prowess has been great this year. Only 5 other outfielders, according to the fieldingbible.com, have saved more runs than Harrison Bader. It's a great website. Really helpful website. Mm-hmm. And, offensively, he has been a below average hitter for the last few years. But this year, an OPS plus of 109, so he's slightly above an average hitter. His 12 home runs are the same amount of home runs he had in 143 games last year with the Mets. So he's given some teams a little bit of pop. And contract-wise, so he has a mutual option next year for $10 million. There's a buyout in there of $1.5 million. But there are escalators with plate appearances, so it's $200,000 for each 400, 425, and 450 plate appearances. That actually shoots up then to 450K if he gets to 475, 500. That's probably unlikely at this point. But he also gets $25,000 if he wins a Gold Glove. That's in play. I don't know if he'll be the favorite to win a Gold Glove. But he's been damn good this year. He also gets a trade assignment bonus, and according to the Google machine, that's $500,000. And typically, it's the new team that's acquiring him that would have to pay that $500,000 for it. But the Twins could pay it down too, obviously.
Yeah, it's money that kicks it. So he's being traded, and so add this to the contract, and then it becomes a negotiation between who's picking up the tab. It's like, oh, we left the trade restaurant, but there's still $500,000 tab to be paid here. Let me ask you this about it. So he's 31, and if the Twins were in contention and sitting there, I think they have to climb now 6 teams to get into that third wild card spot. So they're just a 31-year-old like Bader on a short-term deal is he's more valuable probably in a trade than like for the franchise. But does that contract being a mutual option make him more valuable or less valuable? I think if you were guaranteed to get another year out of him, it'd make him more valuable in a trade to the team because you'd be trading for a year and a half of a really good defensive corner outfielder with some pop and some stolen base ability. But the way he's playing, if he keeps playing he's faded a little since the start, but he's having probably the best season since 2021 when he was a 4-WAR player for the Cardinals. Mm-hmm. He's already doubled any other single season WAR since 2021. Is he now likely to opt out and become a free agent and try and sign like another 2-year deal or something because he's been playing so well?
He certainly could. I remember, so when he was traded actually from St. Louis to the Yankees in 2021, then he went on an insane playoff run with them. Bader did. Had a bunch of home runs in a postseason run with the Yankees. He was traded from the Cardinals to the Yankees for Jordan Montgomery. So they didn't even do a prospector. Montgomery, who was having a good year for the Yankees that year, goes to St. Louis. Then he pitches well in St. Louis. Then eventually Montgomery goes to Texas, and he has that great World Series run. And then it's been a disaster in Arizona. I don't think he's thrown a pitch this year, being on the 60-day IL. But, I mean, I know if John Heyman's reporting on Tuesday morning, the Twins are more likely to listen on the rentals, which are Bader, Coulomb. That might make some more sense there. And I wonder who else would be interested in his services, because you could definitely, a playoff team would love the services of Harrison Bader.
If I'm a playoff team, for sure. And so I got to think he's gone, right? Coulomb's probably gone. I don't know what his official contract status is, but I would guess Castro might be gone, because Castro could definitely help a team.
Well, he's a free agent. He's a free agent.
So he's perfect.
Well, then the other interesting nugget to the Heyman report was, this is clearly, we're a week away from the deadline, or just over a week, and so this is the time where you collect information, whatever. And he said the Twins are listening on those rentals. They would have to be blown away for Duran or Joe Ryan,
right?
Especially Joe Ryan, he said.
Right.
And I don't know, on the surface, he's, well, that's a stop sign. They're not going to trade those guys. I take that to mean they're wide open for business on their closer and their number one starting pitcher, but it's going to take. I think they're trying to create a bidding war by floating that out there 9 days before the trade deadline. Yeah, that's how I took the Heyman report.
I will not be surprised at all if they trade Duran or Jax. Joe Ryan, I'd be a little bit surprised unless they did break the bank. Here's the difficult thing. If you think about this, right? So if you're Falvey, you're in charge of the entire thing, and you can do what you want. It's your baby. But you have no idea who your boss is going to be. Or if you do, it's all speculative. So that's the thing, is you're operating for the best results for the team. I get that. But this is why this whole thing needs to end. Because, okay, previously it was the Pohlads who put complete trust in you as Derek Falvey. But if the team's bought, that might be a hands-on guy who's like, what the hell is this all about, or whatever. So it just becomes a very interesting, it's a very difficult juggling act, in my opinion, at least, because you probably should trade guys. But that being said, you also have no idea the person that comes in and looks at what you've done is going to say, I agree with that completely, great job, or you're an idiot.
Yeah, how much does it... I get that the negotiation for the team and the $1.7 billion asking price is less about how is the team doing at the end of July?
100%.
And
yeah.
more about the projection arc of
Yes.
like 10 or 15 years. I would think that as the mysterious new anchor investor, as Lavelle Neal put it in a report on the Talk North podcast network, that like if that guy is, or woman, whoever, that group, they're opening up the newspaper clippings because they're probably a little older, right? They like baseball and they're rich.
How dare you?
They're opening up the newspaper clippings and they're reading about like things that could impact this purchase. I think it's less about, are they going to trade Joe Ryan, and more about Rob Manfred's quotes about completely
100%.
flattening the media structure that they've been tangled in the last 10 or 15 years. So
I agree completely. But let's say it's a guy who, let's say the anchor. The anchor is a guy that loves ball. Loves ball.
the shadow figure.
This is why I think I agree with Declan. I think if Joe Ryan gets traded, I think it's a wintertime trade.
Yeah.
But I could easily see Duran or Jax going now. Because if you get a guy that comes in and is like, oh, baby, I'm a money bags. I'm paying people. And I want to sign Joe Ryan to a 5-year contract. Where's Joe? Well, I traded him for some really good prospects. So, like, I agree completely, Phil. I don't think that decisions are made from if I'm going to buy the team based on the roster at all. I'm just saying if you're Falvey, you're operating with, like, no bumpers.
Yeah, and speaking of Falvey, another thing that I would be probably more interested in getting to the bottom of if I'm the new owner, again, it's less about why did you trade Griffin Jax on July 30th and more about why do you only have 2 real semi-successful seasons in the almost decade that you've overseen baseball ops, and now why is your plate full with baseball and business ops?
Why is the stadium empty?
Why is
no one here?
I think even with the real quick here, actually, just one more. Even with the bump from the Cubs coming to town and the Pirates with that Friday night, it was the Skeens and was it Nelly all in one Friday night?
And Saturday was the Buxton bobblehead and also did really, really well.
Yeah. So they've actually their average attendance per game has gone from 20,000 per game to 22,000 because of that really successful homestand. But that still puts them 25th in baseball, and I think right there as the lowest attended per game season since 2000, or right in that mix.
Right.
So, anyways, hey, before we get to a few more statements here. MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Here's a statement. When it's 95% humidity like it was this morning, you're going to want to check on that HVAC system.
Oh, exactly right. And guess what? Even if it's working, ask yourself this question. Sports Dad is asking you to ask yourself this question. How well is your AC functioning? Because there's a chance it's working, but it's not keeping the house as cool as you and your family would like. And guess what? That means on days like this, the house becomes, well, not as comfortable as it should be. That's why I want to tell you about a checkup that MSP can give you. $49 for an AC tune-up. It's a no-brainer for a peace of mind. They do repairs. They do installs. Reliable service. How do I know? Because I've used them. They're absolutely fantastic. Ask about their Total Comfort Club as well. And know that your system, if you join that, if you get that, will be taken care of all year long. Give them a call, 651-615-4292. Or check out their website, callmsp.com. Call MSP.com and make sure that AC is functioning as it should be, because on a day like this, you want nothing less than that.
You want to make sure your company is functioning as it should be, and Federated Insurance can help with that. If you're a business owner, you understand the importance of protecting your reputation, your workplace, your employees, your financial assets, and Federated can help with those things. Federated specializes in working with small to medium-sized businesses, the backbone of America, if you will. And it's industries like retailers and wholesalers, grocery stores, clothing retailers, furniture, lawn and garden, dealerships, contractors. So think plumbing, electrical, remodeling. You can find a full list of industries Federated specializes in at federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. Judd, I think we're over to you.
Yeah, I would like to give you guys a non-sports statement that's a dilemma that I encountered on Sunday, which was sort of fitting for me. It was sort of payback, but it ends with a question, and it's this. So Sunday, my niece was here Dawn, my niece, and yours truly were going out to go eat. Open the door up. Sitting on the doorstep, without a knock or nothing, which, by the way, I'm fine with, is this. It's a box of Taco Bell that somebody had, I don't know, DoorDashed or whatever it is. Okay?
Wait, when did this happen?
Sunday.
Is that Taco Bell box still full?
It's been in my fridge. Yes. This is going to get to the root of the problem. Anyway, so of course the first thing I do is I look at the box and I'm like, oh, okay, someone on my left or right here probably got drunk last night. Awesome decision. Said I can't get out of bed. What I need is my Taco Bell. And so I look and I'm like, okay, certainly there has to be a address or a name or something I can identify. There's nothing. There's a code that says Tanner FC15, an order number, the order itself, and nothing else.
Does it say if it's like,
it's a lot of food
DoorDash? Is it Uber Eats? Does it say on there?
No, it says nothing. It's just it says when it was going to be picked up from Taco Bell, which was 12:16 p.m. It's got a restaurant code number. It's got the drink. It is, to be clear, just for the sake of this, one beefy 5-layer burrito, one chicken chalupa, one nacho cheese delight, I guess, and one chips and cheese. So
all in that box?
All in this box.
It's a Lux box is what we call that.
Okay, thank you.
LUXE box. Okay. Lux box as a Taco Bell. I literally had Taco Bell for dinner last night.
Well, you didn't have this one because it didn't get to you.
That would have been eaten so quick if that showed up at my door.
Okay, so here's the problem. So at first I'm like, I'd like to find out because, clearly somebody wants this badly right now. And I don't want to deprive them, but I can't find anything. So I said, okay, great. Lunch tomorrow, for instance, which would have been yesterday. But then I'm like, I know it's got that thing on it, so it's like it's not open.
It's sealed.
It's sealed, but then I'm like, this mysteriously shows up on my doorstep. And I'm 95% certain it's probably fine. It's a mistake. But I'm 5% not sure about, could something have been put in
So what is your question? Like, should you eat it? Is that your...
my dilemma was, should I eat it, which I decided not to. But the fact is, long story short, I would certainly have liked to had an address here or something to get it to the people it belonged to.
I have a lot of questions. Okay, first of all, I take issue, and I would assume Declan, unless he was drunk for dinner last night, that you only would pursue Taco Bell if inebriated. Okay.
It was a Sunday. It was early enough on a Sunday. My assumption is a Saturday night
Love
thing.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell's
Love Taco Bell.
No, they've kind of branded themselves in that way, tongue-in-cheek, right? Fourth meal and late nights, open late, whatever.
It's Sunday the next day. You had fun on Saturday.
But what I'd be worried about, and maybe you can see it on the information there. So you woke up, opened the door on a Sunday at what time in the morning?
Oh no, we were leaving for lunch. It was probably 12:20.
12:20. Do we have a time frame for how long that Taco Bell? Did someone order that on Saturday night at 11 p.m. and it's been sitting there for 12 hours? So it's a breakfast. Someone ordered that for lunch.
It was ready for pickup on Sunday at 12:16 p.m. So it must have been quick. There's a Taco Bell not far from me, so it's definitely late morning or early afternoon delivery.
Yeah, I think if it's sealed and if it hasn't been sitting out there for, like, if you can confirm that it's fairly fresh, I'm putting it in the fridge and eating it later, 100%.
Yeah, I am too. But, and again, this is coming from someone who absolutely adores and loves T-Bell. My wife was working last night. I took me and Vinny, got him in the car. There's a T-Bell literally 3 blocks down from the house. So I got 2 cheesy gordita crunch tacos, a Doritos Locos taco. I was in heaven. The Twins didn't play till 10 o'clock last night, so I was trying to kill time. I love T-Bell, but it is not great day after food. You got to consume that the day of.
Yeah, it gets the hard shells are no longer quite as hard the next day.
That's a dangerous. That being said, I would have done the same thing. I would have examined that package. I would have seen if there is an address and figured it out quick. If not, though, and I know you were going out to lunch, Yeah, that would have been devoured by
Wait, so
me.
would you, if you saw the address, so they clearly brought it to the wrong house,
Correct.
and it was being figured out.
With a Mountain
You
Dew. Yeah.
you would then try to find the right address.
I would. And
Yeah.
assuming it's like in my like if it's 6 miles off, I'm not getting in the car and driving it. But if
Yeah.
it's a couple houses down, yes, I will gladly go put it somewhere else. But if that's not on there and I can tell someone's not out here looking for their T-bell, then I'm taking that T-bell and I'm eating it.
I feel like the address, though, should be there. I like the fact that they leave it at your doorstep and don't knock because you're expecting it. And again, I don't want you knocking on my door. But I do feel like it would be a very simple thing to have the address it was destined to go to on the package.
Yeah, I think something like this happened when we lived in Seattle, and we lived in a townhouse that was part of a small little grouping of townhouses where there was like they're kind of row houses, like 3 up on the street level, but then there was a driveway that went kind of down, and there was 3 more behind the street level, and we were in the ones behind. So, couple 3, 4, 8 times a month you order some dinner or whatever, and I would say like 15 to 20% of the time they would drop whatever it is off at the wrong, because they couldn't figure out like, oh, there's a row behind, so they would drop it off at the wrong thing. Of course, like the right solution here is don't be lazy and just like stop ordering things out of convenience. But I did see one time, it was dinner of some kind, I can't remember what it was. I remember, okay, they it's not outside our door. They took a picture. It's outside someone else's door. And as I'm walking to the other person's door down the sidewalk, I saw them grabbing the bag and bringing it into their house.
Oh.
And now I'm sitting there faced with this dilemma of,
Oh, no.
I'm getting my
do
food.
I knock on their door?
Yep. I know.
I've never met these neighbors. Do I knock on their door? Am I 100% sure that it was...
Yeah.
I guess there was like a 10% chance that they ordered something too. And now I'm like, do I confront them? And I don't know. I just decided this is the penalty for my laziness. I deserve this to happen. So I'll just go find a different solution for dinner.
Depending on who you called, if you know that, it didn't show up too, can you call them back and have them rerun the route for free?
Actually, so it depends. Like, obviously, if it's a direct, if it's like in the old days, it was like the pizza shop or whatever. If you're using like an Uber Eats or a DoorDash, you usually have to go through their portal if they've closed out the transaction. But what they will do, if it's within like $50 or something, you could just go on and say something was wrong. It was not delivered, or there was a food item off, and they'll just like refund your account.
But that's not that's not what you want.
But you're still hungry.
You want your Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You want your Taco Bell. Football. If the person
how is that still sealed? It's been
I put it in the
2.5
refrigerator.
days.
I just stuck it in my refrigerator.
Don't eat. I don't eat it.
I'm not going to eat it. No, I've decided not to. But I'm just saying, am I being too paranoid? The answer might be yes, but it's just like it mysteriously turned up, and I just don't know if I trust it.
Did you? One more question on this. For your niece or Dawn, do they have any idea that this happened? Or
yeah, they saw it.
And so they also turned down the opportunity to eat this glorious Taco Bell.
Dawn didn't even consider it. I don't think she's a T-Bell fan. Maya, my niece who just turned 25, didn't ask. I don't think it appealed. I think it was just sort of strange. It was just like like I literally opened the door and Dawn's like, "What did you order?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
You said there was a drink also on the
Yeah,
receipt?
there was a Mountain Dew. It looked like a regular, which Sports Dad don't drink. Sports Dad will drink a Diet Mountain Dew. I haven't had a sugar pop in probably 35 years.
You just drink the fake sugar pops.
I
with the
can't.
other-
Yeah. I
the
kill
substitute
Diet
sugar.
Pops. I kill the Diet Pops, but I cannot do like a Mountain Dew. I can't do a full strength one. Not anymore.
It's also possible that someone, like, I don't know, maybe like a neighbor just wanted to make your day with some Taco Bell for lunch, and you've disrespected them now, or a friend.
I don't talk to my neighbors for the most part. I've told you that.
Maybe it was
before.
AJ. He's enjoying Judd's hockey show so much.
Family next door now. New family, very, very nice.
See, they're trying to ingratiate themselves
I'm
in the
friends
neighborhood.
with their dog, their Schnauzer, Ruby. We're tight. She barks at me. I
who's a good
wave. Say,
girl?
who's a good girl? I see them. I'm like, hey, what's going on? I don't.
It's possible that Ruby ordered you some lunch and you've you've disrespected the new family.
She's looking
on
out the
block.
window all the time. That's a very good possibility.
If this was a Curb episode and you were Larry, the neighbors would, like, you've had these great interactions with the new neighbors, and the next time you see them with Ruby, they pull Ruby away and look at you like, you're like, wow, that was a weird interaction. And then the next time you run into them, they chastise you. You didn't eat the food. We moved into this neighborhood.
Who gets Taco Bell?
We bought you lunch to welcome you to our lives.
Get the bleep out of my house, Judd. Get out.
This is a nice box, FYI. I've never done this before. This is a very nice box.
I'm a big app orderer now. I do the app orders on T-Bell, McDonald's. I place the order on the app when I'm like 2 blocks away. First off, you get killer deals.
Oh yeah,
like unbelievable
they ask me at my
deals.
McDonald's, will you be using your app? I'm always like,
yes.
No, I won't.
Yes, I will be. Great deals on the apps. So I usually do that.
I get ice cream for Dawn and Diet Cokes. That's my McDonald's run.
To be delivered, or you?
No. I drive.
You do it the old-fashioned.
I'm a pickup guy too.
It's very close to me, but I don't app it out either. No apps.
I love it. Well, I'm glad we got to
T-Bell
sort it to the bottom of the Taco Bell delivery mystery here on Mackey and Judd. We'll be back with some Write That Down predictions on tomorrow's episode of Mackey and Judd, the OG Score North podcast. See you guys.